Sources of stress are everywhere. Stress can make you feel trapped, but there are ways to manage it. Stress is inevitable, but you can learn how to deal with it, how to handle it, and how to respond to it well. Try to get enough sleep, exercise, eat well, get emotional support, breathe, and find ways to calm down.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Noise Violation. I'm Lainey Lynch, and today at West Liberty's on-campus in-studio concert, we have Craig Nicholas performing some originals and also some covers. Noise Violation is brought to you by Music 487 and Communication 321. First up from Craig Nicholas is Pap Pop Jim, followed you to Virgie, and Goodbye John.
Sit up at the flat, acting like we live forever, getting high and skipping class. Yeah, I reckon we were heathens. In her eyes we were saints. Now you're calling all the boys home, heaven's angel carried her away. So I will follow you to Virgie, although it hurts me so to lay to rest this mountain view. The Lord's called home and I can see her up in glory. I can see her through the pine. Back when all us boys are trying make sense of all these strings, I can see her in the corner singing along to all our crazy dreams. So I will follow you to Virgie, although it hurts me so to lay to rest this mountain beauty. The Lord's called home and I can see her up in glory. I can see her through the pine. I will follow you to Virgie, 'cause that's what boys are for, to help you out when you get weary, when you can't go no more. And can't you see her up there, Cody? I can see her through the pine. Saying, boys, be good. His new Ford was shining, sitting in the sun, had a small black plate that said "Be Red One." I walked on the front porch and opened the door. Matt Dillon on TV like the time before. He sat and he waited home Sunday afternoon so we could watch Festus fight in the old saloon. Soon he started talking about the good old days, all the women that he loved and all the hell he raised. He's the wisest man I ever did know. Taught me how to be a man. I got a way to go if I ever want to be like my best friend, Papa Jim. Started playing a voicemail from Mama Louise. Damn, I miss that woman, died when I was 13. Turned into a story about him and her going the wrong way in a bad winter storm. See, 79 was new, he never drove 4 lanes. What made it worse, he had whiskey in his brain. But I'm just glad he made it home alive so we can run around town while the sun get dry. He's the wisest man I ever did know. Taught me how to be a man. I got a way to go if I ever want to be like my best friend, Papa Jim. Sometimes I wish we were the same age, but we both know we wind up locked in a cage. Mom always said that I was just like him, from my rebel ways to my ornery grin. He's the wisest man I ever did know. Taught me how to be a man. I got a way to go if I ever want to be like my best friend, Papa Jim. Oh, Papa Jim. I miss my Papa Jim. Thank y'all. Well, I never been one to watch the news, but I've been watching every day or two. Been going to town about once a week, get a case of beer and some groceries. And it's hard to know what a man should think, and it's hard to know who he should believe. One thing's sure, when he runs his court, the world won't spin like it did before. So let's rock and roll, let's ride high. Let's look for a mood on a radio dial. 'Cause it's a crazy world, it's a crazy time. Waiting on the radio to play John Prine. In my own little way, I want to say goodbye. I told Elise, let's go for a drive. Get the dogs and the smokes, a couple bush lights. Can't stop nowhere, they got the whole world closed, but they can't shut down these country roads. So let's rock and roll, let's ride high. Let's look for a mood on a radio dial. 'Cause it's a crazy world, it's a crazy time. Waiting on the radio to play John Prine. In my own little way, I want to say goodbye. Yeah, I miss them crowds and I miss them lights. In my own little corner of paradise. We can rock and roll, we can ride high. Look for a mood on a radio dial. 'Cause it's a crazy world, it's a crazy time. We can look for the radio to play John Prine. In my own little way, I want to say goodbye. Yeah, I'm waiting on the radio to play John Prine. In my own little corner of paradise. In my own little corner of paradise.
Thank you, Craig. We're going to take a quick break here on Noise Violation. We'll be right back with more from Craig Nicholas coming up next.
Liberty can be a hassle. Here are some tips to help you park safely and correctly on campus. First, always display your parking tag. Make sure to park in the correct parking lot. Follow the marked direction of travel. Don't park in visitor parking during the day. Don't park in no parking zones. Don't park park in handicap parking. Never park in front of this door. Follow these tips and you'll never have parking problems or tickets again. This message is brought to you by West Liberty University.
Welcome back to Noise Violation here on WLU-TV Channel 14. We're going to get right back into it with the music with the Box 10, The Guide, and Navajo Rug.
Out of sight, Illinois, coming down home, country boy. He's gonna make it in the city, playing guitar in the studio. Well, he hadn't been there an hour when he met a Broadway flower. You know, she took him for his money and she left him in a cheap hotel. Well, it's easy for you to see that that country boy is me. Saying, how am I gonna break the news to the folks back home? I was gonna be a great success, things sure ended up a mess. In the process, I got messed up too. Oh, Mom and Dad, I hate to call collect, cause I ain't got a cent to my name. I'm sleeping in a hotel doorway, and tonight they say it's gonna rain. And if you'd only send me some money, I'll be back on my feet again. Send it in care of the Sunday Mission, box number 10. Back in Southern Illinois, still worried about their boy. But this boy is going home soon as he gets the bread. But as soon as I got the bread, I got a pipe inside of my head. You know, they let me in the alley, took my money and my guitar too. Oh, Mom and Dad, I hate to call collect, cause I ain't got a cent to my name. I'm sleeping in a hotel doorway, and tonight they say it's gonna rain. And if you'd only send me some money, I'd be back on my feet again. Send it in care of the Sunday Mission, box number 10. I remember I was 8 years old, you tried to explain to me why Dad was gone, he had to fight for our liberty. Don't worry, son, he'll be done by the time the years start falling. I'll be right there in the dugout, you'll hear a hateful call, saying, good eye, son, wait for one, don't chase the fence outside. Put a bat on it, put it in play, and run for your life. Just have some fun while you're young, I'll be right by your side. I'll always be your best friend, and I'll try to be the guy, be the guy. A few years later I decided to follow in my daddy's boots. We were up there every Monday, and he taught me how to use the SCBA, the TIC, the axe, and a Halligan. Yeah, he don't know that's what made me feel like a man. He said, good eye, son, wait for one, don't pray for the tongues. I know it's exciting, but that's somebody's home. Expect the worst and hope for the best, I'll have you back inside. I'll always be your best friend, and I'll try to be the guy, be the guy. Well, I'm just glad we look back and laugh at small things in our lives. 'Cause I don't know where I'd be if they weren't there for the ride. glad they said. Good eye, son, you waited for one. I'm glad you found Justine. Now when you don't get your way, don't you cause a scene. Don't give up, do your best. The good Lord above will do the rest. We'll always be your best friend, and we'll try to be the guide, be the guide. Well, it's 2 eggs up on whiskey toast, home fries on the side. Wash it down with a truck stop coffee, burns up your inside. Just a Canyon, Colorado diner, a waitress I did love. Sit in the back, needs an old stuffed bear and a wore-out Navajo rug. Old Jack, the boss, he left at 6. Katie locked the door. We sat down, needs a Navajo rug. She spread it across the floor. Hey, I saw lightning cross the sacred mountain, wooing of a turtle dove. Laying next to Katie on that old Navajo rug. Aye, Katie, shades of red and blue. Aye, Katie, whatever became of a Navajo rug and you. Well, I saw old Jack about a year ago, said the place burned to the ground. All he said was an old bear tooth. Katie, she left town. Oh, but Katie got her souvenir too. Jack spit out a big old plug. He said you should have seen her running through the smoke. She was carrying that Navajo rug. Aye, Katie, shades of red and blue. Aye, Katie, whatever became of the Navajo rug and you. Well, every time I cross those sacred mountains and lightning strikes above, it always takes me back in time to my long-lost Katie love. Well, everything keeps on moving, everyone's on the go. They don't make things that last anymore, like a double-woven Navajo. Aye, Katie, shades of red and blue. Aye, Katie, whatever became of the Navajo rug and you. Katie, shades of red and blue. Aye, Katie, whatever became of the Navajo rug and you.
Thank you, Craig, and thank you for everybody for tuning in today. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to learn a little bit more about this week's star here on WLU Channel 14.
Stress is a natural reaction for the body. However, when there's too much stress, it can cause wear and tear on the body. When it comes to college students, almost 4 in 5 experience frequent stress. Chronic stress can lead to behavior changes, including drinking too much alcohol, gambling, overeating, or shopping or internet browsing compulsively. Some symptoms can include trouble concentrating, lack of energy, and irritability. If you become too busy with schoolwork, make sure to say no and understand your responsibilities. Although stress isn't avoidable, there are some ways to practice daily to try and help it. You can exercise when you feel symptoms. At the end of each day, try to think about what you have accomplished. And set goals for your day, week, and month. And always remember, it's okay to give yourself a break if you feel stressed out.
Welcome back to Noise Violation here on WLU TV Channel 14. Sitting down with me today is Greg Nicholas. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you all for having me.
Absolutely. So why don't we start off by you just telling me a little bit just like about yourself, where you're from, just a little bit of that.
Alrighty, so I'm from a small town in Nicholas County. It's by the name of Richwood. Population of about 1,800 people, one stoplight, absolutely nothing that happens goes on. Lived there my whole life. When I was a younger age, My father actually got me into the local fire department, which is what the song in the second segment was kind of going on. And it's just a really tight-knit community, and I was very thankful that my wife was from Moundsville, and she decided that she wanted to move down too because she fell in love with this community. So
Awesome.
it's been definitely interesting having somebody from kind of the northern part of the state moving down to our neck of the woods, but it definitely has a sense of home to it that nowhere else does.
Awesome. So what got you into music, or how did you start your musical journey?
Well, what my mom always says is when I was a baby, she always waited for me to start talking and start walking. Now she can't wait for me to sit down and shut up. So anything that, well, what she always credits to is when she was pregnant, she listened to the Eagles. And once I came out, that's all I wanted to listen to. And but ever since then, it's just been music crazy, anything on the radio, and then bought a guitar, and then it's just been nonstop for that. It's just been something that even when it doesn't feel like anything's there, there's always music. Mm-hmm. So no matter what kind of mood you're in, there's always music to turn to, and that's definitely been a comfort throughout my life.
Awesome. So growing up and now into your adult life, who were some of your inspirations that that really inspired you to play music, or maybe inspired you to play the type of music that you do like to perform?
Definitely starting off, Eric Church has always been my go-to guy, just because he's definitely writes everything his own, and then that kind of got me into the songwriting side of things, which recently going Tyler Childers, Sturgill Simpson, and just anybody kind of the Texas red dirt scene that is showing kind of like their own character and not really backed by any kind of conglomerate. Just anybody that can tell a story, because that's kind of what I feel like that music today's missing is storytellers, and I feel like that's what music should be. Absolutely.
So I know today, like you just mentioned, you did perform some of your own music. So why don't you talk a little bit about like how you got into the music writing, and what does that process look like for you?
So I actually played for y'all the first song that I ever wrote, which was Papaw Jim, who we had recently lost back in June. And so I just kind of beating around the guitar playing a song called Brazos Wind by, I believe it's Phil Hamilton. And kind of just moved around the Cape Road and just kind of strumming around, and wrote that song. And that was the one time I had seen that man embarrassed in my entire life. So I said, well, it must be kind of halfway decent if he started just getting read by it. And then ever since then, just kind of just plucking around with it and said, I feel like I can be one of these storytellers. And that's kind of when I moved from.
Awesome. So I know today you played the guitar with your singing. Do you only play guitar? Do you dabble in any other musical instruments, or is it just guitar? Would you like to do anything else?
Right now, guitar. I've been kind of begging my wife for something for a Christmas present, but I know that's kind of being like a woodpecker in a petrified forest. Just keep your head down and look for opportunities, but just kind of hoping what I can get my hands on, I try to pick up, and because you can never be too fluent in music. I feel like every instrument has its own little thing to offer to you, and anytime you get an opportunity, just keep your eyes open and walk towards it and try to get everything you can from it.
Absolutely. So going back to where you're from and where you grew up, do you think that that has an influence on the style of music that you both like to cover and also the music that you write?
Absolutely. If anybody's not familiar with kind of Nicholas County, it is a very, very poor community. Most of the jobs were coal mining jobs, log jobs. All of that has kind of gone away now, and the biggest employer in our county is actually the Board of Education.
Okay.
So medium household income's around $40,000. There's absolutely nothing there, and I feel like that's kind of an underrepresented community. Kind of, hey, here's kind of what's going on, here's not, and there's a lot of people down there struggling that in most other circumstances wouldn't be, but with the drug epidemic and everything else, it's just hard just even getting by. And I feel like my family's one of the lucky ones. I mean, we have a lot of people looking out for us, but some people aren't that fortunate. I just feel like that a lot of people kind of coming in the Appalachian region, the Tyler, Sturgills, all those people, are kind of getting at what's going on. And hopefully they're going to start bringing awareness to some of the issues in the community.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for both being here today and performing some awesome songs, and also for sitting down and letting us all learn a little bit more about you.
Well, thank you all for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to go back to a little short break here, and whenever we come back, Craig is going to sing us a couple more songs and also sign our wall.
Everybody has passions. We all strive to better ourselves and achieve something we've wanted to work towards. Sometimes this comes with backdraws, though. Those who try to bring you down and find fun in the mockery of others. It can be rough. Dealing with all that negativity can influence how you feel. But they don't matter. What matters is the people around you who push you to get better and reach for even further goals. Stop listening to those cyberbullies. Only then will their hatred stop. For more information, go to www.cybersmile.com or call 1-800-273-8255.
Have you ever been really stressed and overwhelmed when it comes to your schoolwork and you just don't know how to handle and cope with it? Well, look no further. Go out and buy Ollie's Stress Gummies. These stress gummies contain vitamins and supplements that have been proven to reduce anxiety and stress. All you have to do is take 2 daily. Then you can go from this to this. Ollie's Stress Gummies.
Go buy them today.
Welcome back to Noise Violation with Craig Nicholas, here to sign the wall and play us one more song. Thank you, Craig, and everyone for tuning in this afternoon. Without further ado, let's get back to it.
She likes the Beatles, I like the Stones. She likes romantic movies, I like Indiana Jones. Yeah, she goes to church and I stay at home. Oh, she likes the Beatles, I like the Stones. We met on the river in the mid-morning light. She swears it was late afternoon. She fell in love by the time it was night. I didn't give in till June. Not long after we said I do, she had the nerve to move in. She painted the wall, she pinned up my dog, she kicked out all of my friends. She likes the Beatles, and I like the Stones. She likes romantic movies, I like Indiana Jones. Yeah, she goes to church and I stay at home. Oh, she likes the Beatles and I like the Stones. She burns through money like I burn through smoke. She says that I need to quit, 'cause if I die from cancer in 25 years, she'll have to pay off the debt. She don't think I'm funny, she don't laugh at my joke. I could care less about all her shoes. My parents both hate her, it evens out 'cause her parents both hate me too. She likes the Beatles and I like the Stones. She likes romantic movies, I like Indiana Jones. Yeah, she goes to church and I stay at home. Oh, she likes the Beatles, I like the Stones. She brings me coffee when I'm working late. She picks me up when I'm low. She understands when I'm carrying weight. I just have to hold up alone. Oh, you're good. Oh, it doesn't matter if you want me to keep playing, I can.